All right, naming every basketball team, Division One by conference, 364 of 364. If we don't get all of them by Selection Sunday, we are going to every school we do not get. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. Let's do this right here. 364, 364, starting with Hawaii, getting into the contiguous U.S. with the top right corner of Washington, has a Seattle, has a Gonzaga, has a Eastern Washington. Not going to Washington. Am I going to Oregon? We have an Oregon State. We have a Portland. We have a Portland State. Not going there. Just knock out all of the Mountain West, not the conference, but the region in general, because I am not going to any of those. You are not catching me going on a flight to Idaho because I could not name a school there. Come on now. Montana, Montana State, North Dakota, Dakota State. Thank God these schools make it easy to not have to go to them because they're just the name of the state, and then it is the state side of things. So South Dakota State. We'll throw in a Wyoming while we're talking. But yeah, having to go to any of these places, if I had like 5 places to go to that aren't within driving distance, that would be brutal. I am not trying to go to like a Grand Canyon because I'm not able to name them on a list. I will name Northern Arizona and Flagstaff, though. I have been there. Then, of course, we're going to do Arizona. We're going to do Arizona State. Let's knock out Utah. Utah has a lot more schools that have Division I basketball than most would think, I would say. I think a lot of people would not think of schools like Southern Utah. They have one. Also, Utah Valley has one. And then Utah has a Tech, too. There we go. All right. We got North Dakota. We got South Dakota. Let's get into Kansas really quick. They just got 3 schools. I'm not trying to go to Kansas. Oh, Kansas State. I'm trying too hard to be entertaining and not focusing on typing enough. I'm not trying to go to Oklahoma either, so we're going to knock out Oklahoma State, and then we're going to knock out Tulsa, and then Oral Roberts. I wouldn't mind going to Colorado, but that's far away, so we're going to get Colorado out of here too. Colorado State. Air Force. I'm not going to try to get onto a military base. We're going to knock out Army and Navy too. There's a Northern Colorado too, and we got a Denver. Let's get those out of the way. Am I missing anybody else on the west side of the country? I feel like I am, but I also kind of feel like I'm not. I did Nevada. I did Utah. Oklahoma, we did. Have we done Nebraska yet? We'll do Nebraska as well. I'm not going to Nebraska. A lot of people want to see me in Omaha. Maybe I'll go there for the College World Series. How about Missouri? That would be actually kind of easy for me to get to just because I'm in Illinois right now, but I'm not going there. They got a UMKC. They got a St. Louis. They also got SEMO, and they got Lindenwood, where I've been to on the same day. Getting to Arkansas is a pain in the ass. We got to knock them out as well. Arkansas State. We got, there's like a Coppin State in there. Maybe it's Alcorn State. Maybe it's Grambling. It's one of them. They got one of those in Arkansas. They also got the 2 city schools. They got Pine Bluff. They got Little Rock. And then they have a Central Arkansas. Come on. Still way too cold to go to Minnesota. Not going there. Definitely not going to St. Thomas. Get them out of here. And then I could go to Wisconsin pretty easily, but I don't really want to. So we're going to knock out Marquette, and then we're going to knock out the Fighting Doug Gottliebs right here. Could I go back to Michigan? I could. I was just over there, though. We want to switch things up. Get my alma mater. Get my alma mater out of here. Get the rival out of here. And then we'll get the Fighting Max Crosbys out of here too. Oakland is in Oakland County, Michigan, not Oakland, California. Get them out of the way here, as well as Detroit. How about my home state that I'm typing from right now? I'm not going to go to Southern Illinois. Come on now. Not just Southern Illinois, but the school itself, Southern Illinois. Did I spell that right? There we go. And I'm not going to their satellite either because they have a satellite school for some reason. There's also a D1 school for every direction in Illinois, which I think is insane. But we're not going to any of them. I'm not going to Eastern Illinois. Hell, I'm not even going to the schools in Chicago. Get Chicago State out of here. Get UIC out of here. Get DePaul out of here. Get Northwestern out of here. And then I also think of Northwestern State. Well, I think of Northwestern over in Louisiana. Southeastern registers as a school. I don't know what school it's for because that's not a real school, but it does. But Northeastern is a real school. All the double directionals are now done. We have Loyola Chicago right here. Knock out the rest of the Loyolas. Loyola MD. Loyola Marymount. Nice. I think that's about time for us to do some Indiana. Indiana has an Indiana State. They have a Southern Indiana as their only directional, not too far away from Evansville, which I've been to. Can't forget about Butler. Can't forget about Notre Dame. All the power conference schools are done with Purdue. Purdue has a satellite school in Fort Wayne. Indiana has a satellite school in Indianapolis, formerly known as Ooey Pooey. Can't forget about Valpo. Can't forget about Ball State. I think that's all of Indiana. Hop over to Ohio. Got Ohio U, Ohio State. We'll knock out the rest of the MAC with Miami, Ohio, get Toledo and Bowling Green in the Northwest. And then in the Northeast, we're going to do a Kent State, and we are going to do an Akron. Also, kind of around there in the Horizon League, you got the Youngstown states of the world. You got your Cleveland states that we were just at. And then we'll knock out a Wright State when we're on the Horizon League too, which is in the same city as Dayton. The other city that has schools I have not mentioned is Cincinnati, which has Xavier. I kind of forget about West Virginia. Sometimes we're pretty close to there in Ohio. We're going to knock that out and knock out Marshall, which is basically in Ohio. Let's get to Kentucky. After that, Kentucky has 3 directional schools: Northern Kentucky, Western Kentucky out of the Conference USA, and Eastern Kentucky, which some know as EKU. Louisville is the other power conference school. Bellarmine is in Louisville. Then you have Murray State somewhere around there. Murray State, I think of Morehead State. They have kind of the same colors and it's kind of the same name. When I think Morehead, I think of Colgate. We're going to knock them out too. Let's head down south. Let's go to Tennessee. Tennessee has a lot of schools, low-key. They got East Tennessee State. They got Middle Tennessee. And then they got Memphis representing West Tennessee. You also have UT Martin, Tennessee Tech. That was just at last week. If I can spell Tennessee, I think that's 3 S's, yeah. And then we got the HBCU, Tennessee State. There's also Chattanooga. Is that 2 T's? Nice. All right, and then we got a Belmont. I'm also thinking of Bucknell. I'm over here because they're a similar name. I forgot that last time. Also got a Lipscomb. You got a Vandy to knock out Nashville, and we can't forget about Austin P, just a little north of that. How about we go over to Louisiana now? They're going to have LSU. They're going to have Louisiana Monroe. They're going to have a Louisiana Tech. They got Nicholls State. They got McNeese. They got New Orleans. And then inside New Orleans, you have Tulane. I think that's a lot of. I just thought of Gardner Webb too. That's another one I forgot the last time I did this. I don't know where they're. I think they're in Virginia, but I think it's Grambling. That's actually in Louisiana. And I think Louisiana Lafayette too. Lafayette on its own is its own school, so we're gonna knock that out too. I feel good about Louisiana. Let's go to Mississippi. Ole Miss, Mississippi State, MISSIPPI, Valley State's over there. And then you got a Jackson State. You got a Southern Miss. I think that's the most of it. And Alabama also, low-key has a lot of schools. Alabama, Auburn, Troy. There's a North Alabama. There's a South Alabama. There's a UAB. There's a Jacksonville in Florida, but there's also a Jacksonville State in Jacksonville, Alabama. Can't forget about Sanford. Can't forget about Mercer. Can't forget about Alabama A&M, whereas I recently in Alabama State, where I've been to as well. That feels pretty good. I think I got a lot of Alabama there. We got Mercer. We got Sanford. Let's go to Georgia, which has a West Georgia that I always forget. Also, another kind of irrelevant Western school is Western Carolina. I'm just going to knock out right now. We got Georgia itself. Georgia's easy because most of their schools have Georgia in the name. You got Georgia State. You got Georgia Southern. And then how could I forget? Georgia Tech. One you definitely don't want to forget, though, is Kennesaw State, because the one that doesn't have the Georgia in the name. We're going to go over to Florida now, which is my favorite state to do out of all of these, because they have so many acronym schools that we're going to get to after we knock out Stetson. We're going to knock out Florida A&M. We're going to knock out Bethune-Cookman to get the other HBCU out of here. And then you just go to schools like FAU, FIU, UCF, USF, FGCU. USF, FGCU. That's like 6 schools in 3 seconds. Nice. That's about all the schools in SoFlo. Do we do in North Florida? I think we forgot the North Florida. Okay, now we're done with Florida. I feel good about that. Head up to South Carolina. Also kind of has a lot of schools, but not as much as North Carolina and Virginia. They're right by it. They got a USC upstate as well. You got Clemson. You got Coastal Carolina. Someone I was thinking of. You got the 2 Charleston schools. You got Charleston Southern. No idea how they have 2 schools. Can't forget about Furman. Can't forget about the Citadel. I did Gardner Webb already. I think that we're getting somewhere around that area. When I'm thinking of those schools too, like your Furman and Citadels, I'll think of Elon and I think of Hampton, which is in North Carolina. They got High Point somewhere around there. And now I'm just kind of doing this backwards. Let's get into the bigger schools. UNC, NC State, Wake Forest, got a Duke. And then you got 3 G5 schools with East Carolina, App State, and Charlotte. Charlotte has Queens in it, and then Davidson is not too far away. You also have schools like, I don't know exactly where this is, but I know we're somewhere near Presbyterian. I also don't know how to spell this. We're using spell check to get it right. Boom, that's another one. And then we also got to get our 3 satellite schools for UNC Greensboro, UNC Wilmington, UNC Asheville. I think they got William and Mary somewhere around there. Will William and Mary just work? That works fine. 220 with 12 to go. That feels good. We got High Point. We got a lot of the random schools out of the way. There's also a North Carolina, not State, North Carolina Central though, and then there's also UNC A&T, or do I have to do North Carolina A&T? Okay, that feels really, really good. I think there might be some more in there, but we're gonna skip that for now. We're gonna go to Virginia. You got your Virginia Tech. They got Virginia Military Academy. They got Virginia Commonwealth. Did I do Richmond? I have not. Good. Then also the city schools. You got Norfolk State, which has Old Dominion in Norfolk, and then James Madison in the same conference as Old Dominion. You also have Liberty. When I think of Liberty, I think of American, even though it's not in Virginia. There's also a Radford in Virginia. There's also a Longwood in Virginia. And there is a George Mason, which transitions us to George Washington in Washington, D.C. in the same conference. George Washington also has the 3rd George School, which is Georgetown, and they got the HBCU Howard. Let's go up to Maryland. That's just outside of D.C. You got a Maryland Eastern Shore over there. You got UMBC. Shout out to the upset. You got a Towson who has a great team this year, and they got a Morgan State that I don't really hear too much about, but they exist. Can't forget about Delaware. When we're thinking about Delaware, or when we can spell Delaware, we have a Delaware State. Nice. Can I get the full Big Five now? I always miss one of these. We got a Villanova. We got a Temple. We have a Penn. We have a LaSalle. We have a St. Joe's. I think Drexel counts themselves in there too. So we got them. I think that feels good. I think that was 6 teams right there. We're going to knock out Penn State while we're on the topic of Pennsylvania. While we're on the topic of Pennsylvania, we're going to do a Pitt. While we're in Pitt, we're going to do Robert Morris out of Moon County, and we're going to do a Duquesne. Okay. When I went to these schools, I went to St. Francis. They're around there in central PA. There's also like a Mercyhurst around there. Same with like Stonehill. I want to say I'm just getting the random East Coast schools out of the way now. Let's go to Stony Brook. We did Penn. Do you want to do a bunch of Ivy Leagues right now? Sure. Let's do Cornell. Let's do Dartmouth. Let's do Harvard. Let's do Yale. Let's do Brown. I know there's more than I'm missing, but I kind of want to. I should say on the random schools. We're gonna go back to the random schools. I do Lehigh already. I feel like I did. No, I didn't. Do we do FDU? No. How about a St. Peter's? How about a St. John's? How about a St. Bonaventure? How about a St. Mary's and a Mount St. Mary's? We can do both of those. Got a Sacred Heart. We got a Holy Cross. And now we're just going to go sicko mode with the MAAC. Give me a Merrimack. Give me a Marist. Give me a Canisius. Give me a Quinnipiac. I know that's not as pronounced. That sounds cool, though. We also got like a Lemoyne around there. Lemoyne's also in the same area as Syracuse. We're going to knock them out as well. Get a Buffalo. Get a Albany. Get a Niagara. Niagara. And then we also have a Binghamton up around there somewhere. I think that's mostly upstate New York. Have we done Maine? I don't think we have. Let's do a New Hampshire. Let's do a Vermont. Let's do a UMass. Let's do a UMass Lowell. Let's do a UConn. Let's do a Central Connecticut. Have no how to spell that. Then we can also do like a Boston College, and then you also got your 3 Rhode Island schools. Rhode Island, Providence, and then you got Bryant up there. Shout out to Peter Kiss. Okay, almost at 300. We still got California and Texas too. I haven't done that many New Jersey schools. We're gonna knock out NGIT. We're gonna knock out Monmouth. We're gonna knock out Rutgers. Did we do Princeton? Yeah, I feel like we didn't. That feels good to knock out. We also got a Fordham in Brooklyn. I kind of forgot about. We got LIU in Long Island. We got Wagner, kind of around there as well, if I can spell it right. That takes us to 302. I don't think we did Manhattan yet. When we did Columbia, we got them out of the way now. What else is there in Jersey? I know there's more stuff in Jersey I'm forgetting about. Don't like that. We did Delaware, we did Philly, we did Boston, we did New York area. I know there's more in the New York area that I'm missing though. Do we do Siena? I think yeah, no Siena, no Rider yet. Okay. How about we go over to we got Cal. Let's do Cal Poly, Cal Baptist. Get those all knocked out of the way. One of those is Texas, one of those California. We're gonna go to Texas right now. Texas State, Texas Tech. That's not how you spell Texas. Texas Tech. Damn, we got 6 minutes left. Shoot. Okay, we got Baylor in between San Antonio and Dallas. Get Incarnate Word out when we're in San Antonio. Then we got North Texas around Dallas. We got UT Arlington around Dallas. We got SMU. We got TCU. Then we're going to go down to Houston, where we have Houston Christian. We have a Rice. We have Sam Houston, not too far out of the city. And of course, you got Texas A&M. You got East Texas. I think you did an ampersand for that one. And then you got Texas A&M. They always, I think it's Corpus Christi. They have it on here, Corpus Christi. Come on, dude. I don't have time for this. Texas A&M. Corpus. Okay, well, we have that. That's been established. We have that. Okay, we got UT RGV. That's also somewhere around there. And then you got like your Baptist schools, like your Abilene Christians, your Tarleton States. There's another one that I'm missing. Stephen F. Austin. You also have a Texas Southern. You have a Prairie View A&M. Okay, now we got 34 more schools. This tells me that I'm missing some people, but let's just go over to California and see what we can get knocked out right now. We got Stanford. We got Santa Clara. We got San Jose State. We got San Fran. We got another upstate school, Sacramento State. We got UC Davis. We got UC Irvine. You got a UC Riverside, and then you got UC San Diego. That also has San Diego U, of course, and San Diego State. Heading up to SoCal, you got like a Long Beach State. You got a UC Santa Barbara. You got a UCLA, of course, and then you got your Cal States. You got Cal State Northridge, Cal State Fullerton, if I can spell it right. Fullerton, Cal State Bakersfield. And then you also got a Fresno State. I'm at 348 right now. I know I'm missing Pacific. I'm missing Pepperdine too. I think I did Long Beach State. Um, Man, 350 feels low though. We got three minutes to figure it out. All these conferences. Who am I missing in the Big Ten? What? Okay, Indiana. Oh, we haven't done Iowa yet. We skipped over Iowa. Iowa State, Drake, Northern Iowa. Sorry, Iowa. Okay, that helps a lot. Did we do Seton Hall in the Big Ten or the Big East? We did not. That's one we're missing. The very bottom. Oh, we didn't do like a Winthrop, which I feel like there's another. We didn't do Wofford either. I think it's Wofford, but yeah, you get my point. We missed Campbell. I know they're in the CAA at the top here. This is all alphabetical order, which helps a lot. I'm actually feeling pretty good as I'm walking through this now. We got 2 minutes left to get this. Come on, 6 more. Did I do a Hofstra? Yes, that fits there. Nice, nice, nice. Conference USA, that should be easy. Do we do a UTEP? Nice. Four more. Four more. Two are in the NAAC. I think one of those is actually Fairfield. I feel like I didn't do them. Are they not in the MAAC? Or is it? Oh, no, it's actually. There we go. Three more. Wow. One of them's in the Ivy League, too. We did not do Columbia. Did not do Columbia. Who's the other one? And then they're in the Southland. They're in the Southland. Wow. That's such a random conference. I think I can get the one in the MAAC for sure. So it's between an F and an M. That's a pretty that is a pretty wide range. It's Iona. It's definitely Iona. All right. One left in the Southland Conference to get it. Come on. What is it? Is it Lamar? I think I got it. Let's go. I actually did this a lot faster than I thought I would, but feels good to get this done. About a week before Selection Sunday, probably took me like a dozen tries. Not too bad. Honestly, I did not think I was going to get this on this try because I'm leaving for some of these schools very soon tomorrow. And I was kind of using that trip to learn a little bit more and be where some of these places are. But I don't think we need it anymore. This feels good. I feel good to be done with this and have this out of the way. Appreciate y'all guys.